Welcome to my new favorite stream, Laserdisc and Chill with a Quip.
Presented by Kate.
Drop some music in here. Hopefully it's not too loud. Can everyone hear me all right? I feel like I'm panned kind of weird. Oh yeah, I got the flanger on. That might be it. Okay. Hello, welcome. It is a beautiful day here in Chicago. Probably the last nice day of the year. I say that jokingly, but yeah, I'm looking at the forecast here, and it looks like it's, well, Monday we might get 71, but it looks like we're diving straight into the 50s here. So, yep, wearing a t-shirt today. Went for a bike ride. It's definitely the last warm, sunny day of the year. I can say that with confidence. Well, I did not get any new Laserdiscs between this week and last week, but I got my eye on a couple eBay auctions, and I do want to keep this series going. And I also have a couple being held for me locally at Reckless Records. I was not able to make it down there this week, but I do plan on doing a part 5 next week. So yeah, that'll be dandy. So yeah, let's see who we got here in the chat. We got Sephi Starshine, always nice to see ya. Painted Window, currently playing Mafia Def Edition. Rick Feels, yo. Bryce Mice, equipping my vape and sparkling water. I'll match you on the sparkling water there, buddy. Got Topo Chico on deck. Sephi Starshine, oh my god, those glasses are the best ones so far. Yeah, I've been dying for a reason to wear these, and they're a little bit, like, they don't really show up if I wear them on virtual desktop experience. They're a little bit small, but I do have a matching black pair, so I could double equip them if I wanted to and just be, très chic. But, I've got to watch the Laserdiscs with you, so I'm doing the clear ones today. Sega Octopus, super cute. Thank you so much. I try for y'all. I swear I do. Chuck loves eggs. Yes, young Chuck. Butterfly glasses, tray chic. Thank you, my friend. So yeah, before we dive into it, let me show you what I got on tap today. As I showed this one last week, this is Natural Selections, a sampler of Miramax's best-selling video albums. So, if you've tuned into this stream before, you'll know that I really like early 90s, mid 80s, late 80s computer art, CGI stuff. It's very much like the cornerstone of what we consider vaporwave visuals. So. I'm always really stoked to show this stuff, and there's going to be a little bit of overlap from the previous 2 weeks because of the nature of this compilation. It's a greatest hits of sorts from Miramar. Got some new people in the chat here. Soviet Barco, howdy yourself. S-Drone, what is up, Droner? Just popped a topo myself. Cheers to that, buddy. Clink. So good. Dragon Soul, thank you for following. Wolfram Alpha, what up, Equip? What up, Wolfram Alpha? Glad to have you back. Bruise a Cod God, I'm gonna crank the tea up. I was gonna do tea today, but it's pretty warm, so I figured I'd stay cool by sipping some carbonated waters, and I got 3 of my favorites here. I got Topo Chico, the classic God tier sparkling water. I've got the Waterloo, the watermelon variety, probably my next favorite sparkling water, and I've got a strawberry Waterloo here. So, yep, I'm gonna be staying plenty hydrated tonight. So yeah, I've got some other interesting things here to show you. If we can get this one to work, I would love to show you this, the John Seary Dazzle disc. This is just really cool visuals, very trippy, very LSD, very DMT, if you're into that kind of thing. We could try to fire up Maze Mania, though I think that you might need a remote control to play. It's like an interactive adventure game. So yeah, we'll see what's up with that. I got Blue Planet. We're getting now into the kind of like ambient visual stuff. I won't say boring, but I'll say chill. So this is, shot in IMAX, and then I dug out some other stuff for you. We got, oh, you weren't supposed to see that one. We're not gonna watch that one. This is Windham Hill. They're a new age ambient label, and they've got these seasonal compilations. There's a lot of great artists on Windham Hill. It's we got like Shadowfax, Mark Isham, William Ackerman, lots of cool. Yeah, no one saw that other Laserdisc. Lots of great new age stuff. This one I thought would be particularly poignant, considering we are now getting into autumn here in Chicago, autumn portrait. So I've got one of these for every season. Western Light, that's its own season. This Motor Fantasy, I would love to show you this one too. This is like sick like new age music with just cars. It's so badass. But there's all kinds of hot naked babes on this one, and I'm not sure if I can get away with showing this one either. This might also be against Twitch's terms of service. And then we also have this, the Petrified Forest. And this is like another kind of like sights and sounds of, you know, let's see, it captures scenes virtually inaccessible to most visitors. Sunrises, sunsets, and moonrises when the park is not open. Virgin snow after a winter storm when the park officials close the road and turn back travelers. Here the viewer can also experience the changing of seasons, rarely seen wildlife, and the unusual sight of a river flowing through these desert highlands. So yeah, this is more cool, just kind of like ambient nature stuff. And I mean, everybody, you guys like that nature wave stuff, right? This is kind of like the origins. So yeah, well, let's start off with the natural selections, and then we'll kind of, we will, you know, transition onwards, and then, you know, we'll see where the night takes us. So let's get this here settled up, side A, and let us begin. Yes. Make sure my level's nice and hot. Okay. Yes, look at that. Works first try. Man, we're getting better at this, folks. We're getting better at this. Bryce Mice is drinking a mango Waterloo. Those are hard to find. I can't get a hold of those as easy as I can the strawberry and the watermelons. Let's see, alcohol is bad. I agree, plasticity, but I do like to imbibe once in a while, when appropriate, usually socially. I want to be cool and drink sparkling water, but it's a hefty price to pay. I feel like it's not that bad. I don't know. Topo Chico is bougie. It is expensive. It's $10 for a 12-pack, but the Waterloo I can get on sale for like $3 a 12-pack. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. I always recycle the cans. You know I do. Nobody saw it. Yeah, Mark Isham fan here. Super Penguino. Yeah, Mark Isham, he did an album called Vapor Drawings. That's very cool. I mean, it sounds like vaporwave. It sounds like ambient vaporwave. It's really, really cool. We are getting summer here in Australia. Hot babes. Yes, Flixil. I'm jealous of your summer still. It's my favorite season. Bruiser Codgood. Yes, they are naked in that video. They are quite naked on top of the cars. Eugenio, am I the only one that has issues with Twitch every time 100p streams? I'm not sure. I was having OBS problems last time, which is odd because, you know, I'm always hardwired on my Ethernet connection, and I don't know why it would cut out, but yeah, I'm not sure, Eugenio. You might have better luck on YouTube. S-Drone, I am all about some Windham Hill choice selections. Same here, says Sephi Starshine. So we've got some ambient people with taste and style in the chat. Windham Hill is OG shit, and a lot of people think that it's, you know, kind of on the cheesier side of things, but I feel like they definitely, like, you know, they walked so that ambient vaporwave could run. Chuck just can't burp. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, Dem Cars. Are these mostly all uploaded somewhere? Are you referring to the streams or the Laserdiscs, Super Penguino? I'm not sure. It's more fun for me to just not check. I know that all those Mind's Eye compilations are uploaded on like Archive and stuff, but I'm not sure about these Windham Hill comps. You know, last week we got flagged for the Tears for Fears, so you'll notice I have a flanger on the track. I don't know if that actually helps the copyright detection algorithm, but we're gonna try it out, and I think it sounds very cool and very vapor. So we're just gonna rock the flanger the whole time. Why not? Yeah, it is a hefty price to pay if you can't burp. Chuck, I feel you there. Feel the nature, says Flixil. Yes. SSBM drunk, let's go. Yes. Intro, so far, so good. MSS knows what's up. Mannheim Steamroller, fresh air in your collection. I don't have fresh air. At one time I had all those Mannheim Steamroller records, but I just didn't listen to them enough to warrant keeping them on the shelf. I do have like a pretty hefty selection of Windham Hill stuff, and I do like Mannheim Steamroller quite a bit, so. Brian says, I feel like watching Laserdisc stuff will make me better at Virtua Fighter 2. It's very possible. Very possible. Intro is very hype. Billy Galaxy Art, welcome. Got a flying Dorito there, I love it. Flickstill says it's probably going to be at 30 Celsius degrees or over. That's my kind of weather. I love that shit. Give me that hot stuff. Seffi's been having issues with Twitch. I'm so sorry to hear that. I think I'm broadcasting at 1080p, so that might be why. I was doing 720p for a while, but I don't know. I thought that George said that you could change the quality on the Twitch now. I don't know. I'm kind of Twitch illiterate, I'm going to be honest. 39 degrees Celsius where you live. Wow, that's a hot one. That's a pretty hot one. I'm going to have to do a Celsius to Fahrenheit converter here. So what is that? 39C to F. 102. Yeah, that's a spicy day for sure. That's turn the air conditioner up. YouTube seems to stream smoother. Flangers up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, we got a little bit of whatchamacallit, overlap. We saw those chrome dinosaurs before. Here's some more overlap from Beyond the Mind's Eye. Once again, we watched those previously, but I mean, we all love this stuff, right? We're cool with watching it again. Monday was the final warm autumn day here. R.I.P. Beautiful summer memories gone like tears in the wind. What can you do? There's something beautiful about the fall, too. In fact, it's one of my favorite seasons, and I'm really looking forward to this fall. It's kind of nice to have an excuse to be quiet and stay inside, you know, with the whole COVID thing. So, yeah, you know, we're all doing okay over here. I hope that everyone else is. I went for a nice, like 22-mile round trip bike ride with my roommate today on the bike path. We wore our masks, of course, and it was really, really nice. It was incredibly nice. We rode 11 miles south, kind of just past where the planetarium is, and had a really good time. Sat and looked at the lake for a while, and I'm full of inspirato, so. Can't wait to get back to working on my projects as soon as the stream is over. Nymphia64, these are indeed dragonfly wing glasses. Here's a little closer look. You know, once again, the marvelous eBay.com never fails to impress. Need an MP3 of this ASAP. Yeah, let's get a track ID at least. Track 3, Afternoon Adventure. Jan Hammer, of course, from Beyond the Mind's Eye. Chuck says, just wanted to pop in and say hello. Gonna make some tunes and play some Dark Cloud. By the way, shipped out a swaggy package to you on Wednesday. Hope it arrives soon and safe. Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait. Maybe I'll be back later on if I get fucked up in Dark Cloud. Best of luck to you in Dark Cloud and in tune making in general. Thanks for stopping by, Chuck. Cat Jam. Yes, Flixhill. Indeed. Indeed. My glasses kind of match the wings on that oversized bee. Droner's got Mind's Eye and Beyond the Mind's Eye, both on VHS, but watching on Laserdisc through a flanger is decidedly much more vapor. I'm glad you think so. I'm going to buy the original Mind's Eye for next week because I saw one on eBay and I got some really nice donations last week. I cannot believe it. You guys sent me so much money. And you know what I did with it? I bought myself luxury candles. I can't get enough of those candles, but now they're all over the place, and every time I see them and smell them and walk past them, I just get so incredibly happy. Or you could say that I put it towards my car fund, which I'm also, I'm saving up for a vehicle so I can get out of Chicago this winter. It's getting old to ride my bike to the grocery store, and delivery is not always reliable. So, yeah, thank you so much. Is anyone else seeing a black spot about 1/3 of across the screen from the left? I guess we'll have to wait. Oh, you know what? It's probably just from my green screen and the chroma keying. So yeah, it might appear intermittently. I'm sorry. I'll try not to bump the green screen too much. Yeah, this is very Jan Hammer. The Wasps are bringing back some Donkey Kong Country 2 trauma. Oh God, those Wasps are the worst. That's just the worst. So yeah, okay, I see the black spot. Maybe if I don't lean into the green screen, it's like a shadow in the screen, I think, or it's over here. Oh, you know what it's probably from? I got a new plant. Nice little hanging plant. Sega Octopus donated $5. Thanks for streaming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sega Octopus. Always. And thank you once again for the generous donation last week. I couldn't believe my eyes. It's just incredible. Everyone's Patreon tapes, speaking of incredible, have gone out in the mail. So yeah, anyone that's been waiting on Patreon tapes, if you didn't get a shipping notification, please feel free to contact me, because sometimes things do slip through the cracks, especially if you've changed tiers at any point, or switched to the physically equipped tier for like one tape and then switched back. I had somebody message me today that I did indeed overlook yesterday. So today I kind of sifted through the pledges and looked for stuff that I missed. And I did find at least 2 that I missed. So bad on me. I try my best to pay attention to this stuff. I got spreadsheets. But, like the Human League say, I'm only human, of flesh and blood I'm made. So, there you go. Bruce Codgood asks, what's one of your favorite candle scents? I am absolutely in love with Hinoki Phantom from Boy Smells. That is, it's a really, really great candle. It smells like, kind of like burning oak. It's like really, really nice, deep, resinous, woody scent. And I just love Boy Smells candles. I'm trying to branch out a little bit and try some different brands, but every one that I've tried is not as good as Boy Smells, so I keep coming back to them. Okay, good. It's better in regards to the shadow. I just moved my webcam over a little bit, so. I Feed Chickens is back. Thank you for joining. Cheers. So I believe this might be one of the Tangerine Dream ones. No. This is David Lons and Paul Spear from Desert Visions. This one's called Eagle's Path. And this is from the compilation Southwest, which I do not have. Sephi Starshine says, I miss having candles in my room, but stevia and candles don't go well together. Yeah, if your cat is naturally curious, not a good idea to have open flames around them. I love my cats, but I do not allow them in my room. Bryce Mice donated $4.44. Thank you so much, Bryce Mice. I really, really appreciate the donations. They're always unexpected, and I love it. Thanks so much. But yeah, the cats, I have carpet in my room, and they like to kind of claw it up. It's the only room in the house with carpeting, so they're not allowed in my room, but they're allowed everywhere else, and I give them lots of love and affection every day. They just, you know, I gotta have boundaries, so. Excuse lurking from the Elves Guild. You're an absolute bot. Thank you, Perry, for it. I see you rocking an FM Skyline drip. Fire as hell. I love this t-shirt. The CG Expo 2020. I thought it would be pretty appropriate considering, you know, some of these shorts are CG. So, yes. Me and FM Skeezy working on a hot remix for him. Just gotta nail that final guitar part. It's Glass Beaches. It's one of my favorite songs from Lightwear. And I will finish it. I swear I will finish it. All these other kind of deadlines getting in the way. I'm working on a cool collabo with George, finally. We've, you know, he did the Esprit remix of Shadow Dancer, which I thought turned out awesome. But aside from that, we've never really worked together musically. So we've got a pretty exciting track in the works that will be debuted on Virtual Utopia 3. So please look forward to it. Gotta get back to work on that as soon as this is over. Fire collab. I think so too. It's turning out to be kind of proggy, if you can believe it. George Clinton and Equip doing prog vapor. Hell yeah. Psyched to hear it. Thanks, I Feed Chickens. Twitchmosphere. Fire emoji. Hell yeah. Can't wait for Virtua 3. Watched the first one. Flixil. Yeah. I also cannot wait. Are you familiar with ambient composer Michael Stearns? Oh yeah, love Michael Stearns. Planetary Unfolding particularly. Good stuff. Yeah. I love Michael Stearns. Planetary Unfolding is great. I went through a really heavy New Age phase in like 2011 to 2013 when we were first starting Borrow Records, at least starting to do tapes and stuff. And I went to this thrift store in like rural Illinois, and I just found like a fucking bounty of New Age tapes. You know, I got some Guitaro, some Michael Stearns, just all kinds of great stuff. And it took me a while to digest them, but yeah, great stuff. Fire Tools would approve. Absolutely, Bryce Mice. Fire Tools is definitely the proggiest contemporary I think that we have. And yeah, you know, the remix that I did for Fire Tools, I feel like is kind of a proggy remix. And one of my favorite remixes I've ever done to date. EDJR Morpheus 95, nice to see you here. Bro, what if Equip and FM Skyline made a collab album for 100% Electronica? You know, that's not entirely unrealistic, and Pete and I have talked many times about collabing, and you know, we're both very, very busy men, and we, you know, sometimes the time just flies. We were talking about this at Econ 2. We put the wheels in motion, started like a collab Dropbox account, and we both agreed that like remixing each other first would be kind of an easy way to ease into the collaborative process. So Pete is, I'm not sure if he started yet, but he's supposed to be doing a remix for me, and I'm gonna do a remix for him, and then we can start hopefully kind of trading some stems back and forth. He is one of the main artists that I've looked forward to collabing with for a while, so fingers crossed we can make something happen. New genre created, prog vapor. Yeah, I think there is some stuff out there that roughly conforms to my idea of what prog vapor would be. You know, I mean, ideally it's not just slowed down prog, but like it's you know, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be originally constructed vaporwave, just something that is a little, I mean, vaporwave's pretty progressive in nature. Most albums are concept albums, so I feel like it's kind of a natural fit. You hear that Windows 96 changed his name. Ify Chickens, I didn't know that was like official. I did see that he put a new release out just under Gavriel, which is cool. That, you know, I really like all of his stuff. I'm a big fan of all of his Windows 96 stuff, and I will continue to be a fan regardless of what he releases music under. Proggers, says Fighting Island. Proggers, wow, that is great. I love that. GRFO, are you equipped? Yes, I am equipped. Nice. Thank you for dropping by, Port Defender 13. Looking forward to it. Yes, me too. Definitely looking forward to collabing with Pete. Your remix helped me get into Fire Tools, but the SPF 420 performance last week sealed the deal. Can you guys believe that I missed SPF 420 because I'm not on social media right now? So if nobody tells me about these things, I miss them. Really, the only social media I'm on nowadays is I pop into my Dear Equips Picks Discord once a day if I can. Some days I get busy and I can't, but that's about it. And it's been doing wonders for my personal life. You know, I do like social media. I think that it has an important role in music and, you know, collaboration, and I've gotten many opportunities that I would have missed otherwise through social media, so I love it, but I found myself engaging in kind of self-destructive habits through social media, namely wasting time. So I'm kind of trying to retrain myself to use it more responsibly and use it as a tool. So in the meantime, I'm just taking a detox, no social media for a while. Hope everyone understands. If you really, really, really need to get a hold of me, you can always send me an email at worldofequip@gmail.com. And I check that every day. I don't get back to everybody every day. I do have a backlog of emails to get through, but it will be read if you send me an email. Prog Vapor indeed, Big Boy 61. Probably the closest thing we're gonna get with an Equip X eyeliner thing that I hoped for when Pat Chennington made the announcement for Combo Champ Volume 1. Well, have you heard the eyeliner remix of Shadow Dancer? It's awesome, and I mean, it sounds like Equip X eyeliner, so yes, I would love to work with Luke someday, and we have also talked about it. You know, we just, you know, time will tell. Ify Chicken says, I saw on Reddit that the change is permanent, and he's releasing under that name from now. Good for him. It sounds like he's making the step towards, you know, some full originality. I know that there's always going to be that kind of connotation with associating your musical project with an established brand like Microsoft, you know, Windows 96. It's always a risk. You never know if you're opening yourself up to maybe the threat of getting a cease and desist like St. Pepsi did. You know, I think it's better just to kind of play it safe if you're worried about it. So, yeah, good for him. Port Defender 13. Yeah, I have all that. Windows 96 is life. Yeah. Windows 96 is quite good. I really liked Glass Prism. I think that might be my favorite Windows 96 release. To me, that one it hit me in the feels. I really like the Enchanted Whispers too. I like the vocals, the wispy vocal style. Yes, that was an incredible Fire Tool set, says Bryce Mice. I'm gonna have to see if anybody recorded it or see if there's a VOD somewhere. I can't believe it, but I also missed, my friends James and Tech as DDS. They were talking about the performance and stuff, and then my friend Tim actually texted me a picture of him watching them on his TV saying, "Your boys are killing it." But I think at that time I was out on a bike ride and I was like, damn, I totally just missed SPF 420. Crazy. But I mean, I like what they do, and I didn't miss it intentionally. But yeah, social media detox has its consequences sometimes. Windows 96 is my favorite artist, says Wizard Dolphin. Yeah, he's doing some new things with Vapor, which is always cool to see. Not to say that it's gotten stale at all, but like anytime I hear anything that doesn't sound like anything that's been previously released, it's kind of pushing the formula and keeping it interesting. So I think that's always good. I also love Windows 96. Nematofi, is that how you pronounce it? I know that's Windows 96 album. Nematofi, steady in my top 3 releases from Gabriel. Yeah, that's the one with the girl on the front with the cigarette, I think. That one's great too. I love the art. And yeah, I believe that one was released by like Moonshake Records. They were doing like VGM bootlegs, and then they discovered Windows 96, which is really cool. Esprit is one of my faves. Mine too, Flixil. I love George's stuff, especially 200% Electronica. I still spin that one pretty regularly. It's just the best. Mr. Big Fart says Idle Hands just had to change their name as well. Not electronic, but it's got to be a bummer to have to change your name after establishing a fan base. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine if somebody else, there is another Equip that popped up that does like dance hall, reggae stuff or whatever. Nothing against them. I mean, I had the name first, but they got their stuff in there. I've done my best to separate it from my Spotify page, but I'm not gonna like pursue legal action or anything because I'm also not the first Equip. I've looked it up on Discogs. There have been at least 3 other Equips before me. Most of them only have kind of like a one and done release, and then that's that. So I felt pretty confident in taking the name up again, and yeah, I cross my fingers and hope that nobody ever, like one of the other Equips, doesn't try to come and snatch it from me, come from out of the grave or something. So yeah, hope for the best, Oh, this was on Mind's Eye as well. We've seen this one before if you tuned into the previous streams. Tech Honors, welcome. Always nice to have you, baby. Carson May, have you ever considered doing a set with everyone in fantasy gear? Like Orc on drums, Dwarf as a hype man. I don't know, just think it would be sick. I definitely have considered that, and I would like to do more of a live band type thing for future Equip performances. It's just, it's hard. It's hard to get people together. It's hard to, like, be a band leader, Most bands that I've ever worked in have been, like, a collaborative process where the music is the sum of the parts of everybody involved. And I have very little experience with like commandeering a group of musicians and being like, okay, here, play this, play that. But I do have my eyes on a couple musicians whom I feel are have the stuff, so to speak. And I have communicated with them, and I have found a couple people that are very interested in doing a band. As far as practicing goes, now's not the best time. You should be staying home, staying safe, staying isolated, being socially responsible. But I don't really see the harm in, maybe getting together with somebody and practicing with masks on, if you've both been tested recently. So, I get tested every week. I would hope that if somebody was coming over to regularly practice, they would be the same. But to answer your question, Carson May, absolutely, I would love to do a full equipped band, everyone night rocking out. Twitchmosphere says Prince did it. Prince is just one of my idols. I aspire to be, you know, a shred of Prince's coolness someday. So yeah, I love that. The OCs changed their name every couple albums, LOL. Yeah, you know, when I worked at a record store, I was always like, wait, what's going on? It's really hard to file the records. It's like, oh, this one's under OCs. This one's under the OCs. Like, do they go in the same section? Do I file this one under O and this one under T? If somebody's asking me to look it up in the computer, it gets confusing. It gets confusing quick. Portofender 13 says Cemetery Moonglow is a fave, and this was a fave 3D animation growing up. Thank you so much for the nice compliment on Cemetery Moonglow. What can I say? I appreciate it. Yeah, all this CG stuff is very nostalgic for me as well. I had a couple computer games when I was a kid that took little bits and pieces from some of the stuff on the Mind's Eye comp. So yeah, I love it as well. Thanks for watching. Bryce Mice, have you been to the YouTube channel KJC Musique? You would love it if you like what's playing right now. No, I have not, and I'm gonna copy that and new tab, and we're gonna go ahead and bookmark that so I don't forget it. But yeah, you know, I love this stuff. Oh yeah, already looks like cool stuff. Some smooth jazz stuff, some nice album uploads. Yeah, thanks for the rec. Dealing with a full band is such a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, I know, Tech, I know. And it especially makes the details of touring so much harder. When I toured with Magic Sword, I was looking in their van and I just could not believe my eyes. You know, there's just boxes and boxes of merch. You got dirty underwear strewn everywhere. You know, there's like food. You gotta feed everyone. It's expensive. You gotta cut the performance cut however many ways that there are performers. It felt so nice to just be a solo traveling performer because I rented a nice compact car, a Nissan Sentra. I got to all the gigs on time, didn't have to worry about like working around other people's schedules, making sure people woke up on time, you know, to hit the road, to make sure that you have enough hours to get to the next city. There's a lot of things that people don't take into consideration when it comes to touring. And all of that is just so much easier when it's just you. You know you can rely on yourself, but you can never really rely on other people. That would be so cool. I loved when you performed with Vape Error. Yeah, I loved the Vape Error live collab too, Sephi, and I hope to do something with Jeff again. But it is very satisfying to watch live. Yeah, Tech, you know, I think as much as the one-man band thing is cool and appealing, it's always nice to be able to shift your view and look at different performers, and especially just the energy that you get from people firing off on every cylinder, you know, like you get the synergy happening, and you get the magic of music and the kind of telepathic wavelengths of just pure jams. So yeah, it's always very satisfying. Cemetery, I also have a hard time spelling Portofender 13. Thank you to my number one ride or die spell checker, Tech Honors. I don't know if you knew, but Tech spell checks all of my releases from now on, because I think up until now there's been a typo on every single Equip release, and I'm not bummed about it. I think it's funny because it's just me. It's just my personality. You know, I do my best to spell check things, but there's always a typo, and it's kind of cute. It's like, okay, yeah, I goofed, you know. I spelled it wrong, but I'm so glad Tech caught that I misspelled cemetery on my own song before I rolled out the the single and the video and everything. That would have been maybe a little bit more embarrassing. But yeah. Thank you, Tech. Greatest of all time spell checker. Love you, buddy. Sick visuals, Twitchmosphere says, yeah, indeed. This one's interesting because we get a mix of the nature stuff and these kind of slow shots. You know, it's like a nice European castle, it looks like, mixed in with the CGI stuff. So, you know, sometimes if you get too much of the CGI stuff, it's like eating Sour Patch Kids for dinner. It's like too sweet. So we got some palate cleansers in between. Watching anything spooky for Halloween. Mr. Big Fart, I am continuing my Twin Peaks rewatch session. So I allow myself one episode a night as a treat. And I'm nearing the end of season 3, so it is quite spooky. However, I've not gotten into like horror movie territory or anything yet. I might have to allow myself a longer window for watching things at the end of the day. Typically, I wind down and I watch something at about 11 p.m. and then I'm ready to go to bed by midnight. I've been trying to keep a tight schedule. Bed by midnight, wake up at 7:30. That is 5 full REM cycles. If you're in REM sleep, I know I am. I time all my I time all of my sleeping in hour-and-a-half blocks to ensure that I get a full REM cycle. And I got to tell you, it has worked for me. I know that it doesn't always work for other people. Some people get caught up in calculating how much time that they're going to lie awake when they hit the pillow. That's never been a problem for me. I do a huge dab rip every night, around 11:30. So by 12, I hit the pillow and I'm out like a light. So I can set my alarm for 7:30, and I'm gonna be up when I'm up. So yeah, imagine bands with 7 or more members. Yeah, Owl's Ghost. Can you imagine like the Polyphonic Spree? I saw that band once. They had like 30 people on stage. I could not believe it. Like, how do you? What's the rider like for 30 people on stage? You know, is it, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine dealing with that many people's needs. Surely they're working with some volunteers or something, because I can't imagine you would ever get paid enough to like warrant taking that many people out on the road. I don't know, touring is expensive, and even as a solo performer, like, I didn't really take home that much from that tour. I was glad to have the experience, but like, I basically paid for my very cheap lodging. I stayed with friends for like 7 of the 9 dates, and I really only had to pay for like a hostel in San Francisco and a bed and breakfast in Seattle. But yeah, I can't imagine lodging for that many people. Like Broken Social Scene too is another huge band. How do they do it? I don't know. Good to Be Human. I agree, Poor Defender 13. Existential feel, for sure. Whip Music, hey, I'm new here. How does this work? Well, we sit down and we chat while I play Laserdiscs in the background. So what we're watching now is Natural Selections. And this is a compilation from Miramar Records. Miramar is run by Peter Baumann, who was in one of the 90s Tangerine Dream lineups. And Miramar is home to a lot of what I consider proto-vaporwave. You know, it's 90s new age made with digital synthesizers. And I think it paved the way for a lot of vaporwave. I think that, like I said earlier, like Windham Hill and Miramar walked so that ambient vapor could run. So that's pretty much the deal. We just kind of sit here and we chat and we watch Laserdiscs, and it's fun because it's a weird ephemeral format. You know, if you've never seen one before, got one right here for you. It's just a big old disc. Big disc energy. Love to see it. It's almost like a CD, but it's, vinyl sized. Did you see that Twin Peaks had a Laserdisc with an awesome 3D view of the town? I did not see that, Saxon Man. I'm gonna have to look that up on eBay. Lil Liam posted a amazing Japanese import Fire Walk with Me that just has the sickest inner gatefold art, and I was thinking about trying to track that down just so I can like frame it, put it on my wall or something. Oh, Bryce Mice donated 666. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. One of my favorite numbers too. You know, I gotta get it going with the stream effects because George has that. George has all those wild, crazy stream effects, and I can't even begin to think of how he programs those, but I gotta get something like that going. I think it would be cool to add some kind of like trippy, you know, visuals to the Laserdiscs when people donate. But yeah, thank you so much. Imagine movie nights with Equip after there are no more Laserdiscs. I would love to maybe do VHS and chill. I mentioned before I can kind of fuse the gaming world with the Laserdisc world by setting up my. I've got a couple cool consoles. I've got the Philips CDI, and I've got a Panasonic 3DO, and both of them do like full motion video games. So that some of them are more like interactive movies than they are games. So I think that might be the next step when I run out of Laserdiscs to play. Who knows when that'll be. Bruh, have you seen The Missing Pieces? Hell yeah, Bryce Mice. The Missing Pieces is great. Especially love the unedited scene of David Bowie talking about the meeting above the convenience store. Just love being able to see that scene with the full clarity, you know, without the TV static and the intercut visions and stuff. Because that is one of my favorite parts from the original Fire Walk with Me. Who do you think that is there? Love it. It's haunting. It's so chilling, especially how they bring it into season 3. Just the best. I had to rewatch Missing Pieces the other day just to kind of like fill myself in on part of that scene. I toured with 3 of my friends, and by the end of 1 week, we hated each other. Yeah, I can imagine that, Mr. Big Fart. The only time I've really toured with friends has been the Neo Gaia Fantasy tours in Japan. And I've also just kind of accompanied a couple of my friends. My friend Colin, extremely talented dude. He's got a project called Bryn. And he did a project called Antlered. And I went on tour with him in like 2013 or so. And I just like, I ran the merch table. And I was just kind of there for friend support. He was going on tour. I needed a vacation. He was going to drive. I thought, what the hell, I'll just go with. And it was really fun. But yeah, if you're on a tight schedule, I can see how that might be a point of contention. The Neo Gaia tours, I get along with those guys great because we all do our own thing. And it's not like we're tied to each other all the time. Like I might wake up really, really early and go out and go get myself a nice breakfast and coffee, solitary, and not bother anybody else. Everybody else sometimes has different lodging arrangements. Usually we tend to travel together and, stay in the same places. But, like, for instance, when we first met up in Tokyo, James and Tech stayed at their own hotel. I stayed at a cheaper hostel. They needed the hotel so that they could practice together in the room. I needed the hostel so that I could budget for video games. So we did end up staying in different places, which helps too, because you're not always around each other and smelling each other's farts and getting sick of each other. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Dallas reps, proud Texan here. That's great, Wit Music. I really like Texas. When I visited earlier this year, I went to Austin. I loved it, and I cannot wait to go back. And there's a pretty strong Vaporwave presence in Texas. I noticed when I was sending out the Equips Picks Patreon exclusive tapes. There's several of you are from Texas, and it's great. I love it. I feel like Texas is keeping the vapor alive. There's a little bit of audio distortion here, and it is indeed from the Laserdisc. I think it might be laser rot. I'm not sure. I opened this one up brand new sealed, and this is probably only its second play, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So just, pretend like it's part of the music. Man, dab ripe life, bro. Wolfram Alpha, the dabs lately have been keeping me more leveled, I think. they tend to not make me as cloudy as smoking flower, so I really appreciate them. Optimal band is self and aux. Yes, Carson May. That's about the easiest setup that you can pull off. I love it. Multi-S. Hi. Bryce Mice says, donate for Twin Peaks Laserdisc. All right. I guess we're going for it now. I guess we're going for the Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me Japanese import Laserdisc. Fuck it. Seffi Starshine here with the Peter Bauman history. Peter Bauman was in Tangerine Dream from 1973 to 1977. I didn't know he returned to the band in the 90s. You know what? You might be right there. I might just be crossing wires. I do really like all those 90s albums, you know, like Lily on the Beach is great, and did Miracle Mile come out in the 90s? The Miracle Mile soundtrack, that one's really great too. A lot of those 90s Tangerine Dream albums are so vaporous, it's not even funny. But I knew you would come in with the Tangerine Dream history. Seffi Starshine is a Tangerine Dream historian. So thank you for your knowledge. Flixil says, wow, that's big indeed. So yeah, this one, I tested this earlier, and this segment has some weird kind of rolling effects. But I don't know, it's kind of cool, it's kind of vapor. It's definitely the disc because I've played this several times, and this is this is part of the disc. It's baked in, and I think this is the oh, skip chapters there. Wow. Okay. Skipping a little bit here. This is pretty vapor. Nymphia64, if we were to send you Laserdiscs in the mail, what kind of stuff would you like? A store near me is restocking them now. Wow. I don't know what to say. Anything that you sent, I would definitely show off on the stream. I've got my Final Fantasy cards right here. That was so much fun. Once again, appreciate you and Sad Weave for sending those to me. But yeah, I mean, if you want to send Laserdiscs to the P.O. box, they're gonna get pissed at me at the post office because my P.O. box is like this big. But for big stuff, they always just leave a note inside the P.O. box, and then I go pick it up at the counter. It's never been a problem. Never been a problem. So yeah, feel free to send them. I don't know what I'd like. I guess stuff that I really like, stuff that's like locked to the format that we can't watch any other way. And it would be cool to speaking of Tangerine Dream, Canyon Dreams. This is Tangerine Dream. So okay, it's skipping, but we're back to this segment. Maybe it'll play through this time. Fingers crossed. Well, back to the Laserdisc and the P.O. box thing. Stuff that's like, locked to the format that we can play on here on the stream without getting copyright dinged is the best. So I don't know, like obscure movies. Maybe we're in a loop now. This is a very odd. This is an odd side effect of the format. For those of you that aren't familiar, Laserdiscs suffer from laser rot. So, like, even sealed in the packaging, these things can just start rotting. I don't know if it's the material it's made out of or what, but I've opened brand new discs that have laser rot on them. So all laser discs are gonna fail someday, and all the Laserdisc players will probably fail as well, unless you're keeping up with capacitor maintenance and stuff. It's hard because I know that a lot of the capacitors that are in these are prone to, well, capacitors in general always need to be replaced, every 10 or 20 years, even if you use nice ones. But I know that a lot of them in Laserdisc players are susceptible to breaking open from heat. So the Laserdisc player generates quite a bit of heat, and certain models, especially the Sonys, like this one I'm working with, the heat literally causes the capacitors to break, and then the electrolytic fluid leaks onto the board and then starts damaging the internal components. I should actually try to look inside of this particular player just to make sure that the caps are intact. I don't want to get super into it. It's kind of a weird investment. Geez, I don't know. I don't have a track skip on this player either, so I don't know what we're gonna do to get past this. We'll let it roll for a little bit and see if it corrects itself naturally, but if not, we might just have to switch discs, which isn't terrible because this is actually the last track, Shadow Flyer from Tangerine Dreams, from Canyon Dreams. There's only one more after this, so, and it's the credits. So yeah, if this skips one more time, then we will just pop in a different disc. But yeah, the Laserdisc, the reason I like this stream so much is that it's a very vapor format. They will be lost to time. It's ephemeral. You know, it's not like vinyl where it's gonna last forever. It'll be lost in time. So, Whip Music says, wow, maybe I'll collect some. I'm a vinyl guy, especially for the display aspect. Yeah, they're great to display. I mean, you can get some cool alternate artwork for like movies that you don't see on the DVD or the Blu-ray boxes or whatever. Yeah, it's a whole other vibe for sure. Wizard Dolphin says this song is a sample for a vaporwave. I can't remember the name, but it's a Vectroid project. Is it from that virtual help desk thing? Because that has a lot of samples that are kind of like this. I haven't listened to that in a while, but it sounds vaguely familiar to me too. Bruisacod God says, have you seen that old school movie called Excalibur? This reminds me of this. I have not seen Excalibur, but I know what you're talking about. This looks like it's getting a little bit farther each time, so I don't know if it's... Like, did it do that the last time? I don't know. Very odd. Oh, let's just pop in another disc. Why not? So we could do... I'm gonna try this Dazzle disc once. The John Siri one. If it doesn't load, we'll move on. It was giving me problems last time, and this one did have some laser rot. This one is all music and visuals though, and I feel like this is like, this one's super vapor, so let's just see. Let's give it a whirl. I'll give you some BTS here. If it doesn't work, we'll put in another one that does. So, yeah, here's a big old disc. Maybe we'll watch one of those Windham Hill discs after this, like the autumn one or something. And if that's boring, we can try something else. I really want to show you guys that Motor Fantasy, but unfortunately, you know, Twitch and YouTube don't like the nude human body, which I don't know what the deal is with that. It's not like it's sexualized or anything. It's artful. So, do you hear it? Do you hear this Laserdisc ASMR here? It's clicking like crazy. It's gonna play? Didn't work last week, but I hear it. I hear it trying. Oh my gosh, it works! Wow, you guys have some good energy because I tried this disc before last week's stream, and I swear I was sitting there with it for about half an hour, and I could not freaking get it to load up. So this is incredible. Thank you all for being here. You made it work. So this is John Siri. He is a new age ambient artist. From the back cover, this says, a source of beauty, sometimes subtle, sometimes vibrant, always changing. These spectacular computer-generated images are the result of years of programming from computer wizard James Shiflett. This unique kaleidoscope of intricately changing images features more than 2 million colors and infinite patterns. Dazzle was created live to the music of John Siri. This best-of compilation of his 4 Miramar recordings, And the Stars Go With You, Flight Path, Tingri, and Planetary Chronicles Volume 1 enhances the ever-changing visuals to create an experience unlike any other. 44 minutes long. Yes, we are getting in. We are diving into this laser disc. Hell yeah. Troner donated 420. Thank you, my friend. 420, my favorite number. I knew Droner would know about John Siri. You know, you asked about Michael Stearns and stuff, so... yeah, Telepath sample historians will know that a couple tracks have been sampled by Telepath. So yeah, this is just overall a really cool disc. And you know, of course, we take stuff like Windows Media Player, Visualizer, and all that stuff for granted. But like, this was pretty mind-blowing. This is all computer generated. And like the back cover says, this was created live and apparently took years to put together. So yeah, totally. Laser Rock Curse says Twitchmosphere. Yeah, yes. Oh, going up a little bit. Just need a genre name. Post-Southern. yeah, whiskey wave. I like that. I like that quite a bit. What Music says, does Shadow Flyer have any connection to the Shadow Dancer? No, I was not thinking of that at all. Shadow Dancer, however, I will reveal a secret. I do have some adult films on Laserdisc, and the title Shadow Dancer is actually I have a dirty Laserdisc called Shadow Dancers 2, and I loved that title so much that I used it. So there's the origin. Maybe next week I'll show you the spine. I think the front of it's not safe for work, but I can show you the spine for Shadow Dancers 2. It's really spicy. Catching up on the chat here. Yes, you put it the best here, Mr. Drone. All these laser memories will be lost in time like tears in rain. So I'm so happy to be sitting here and watching them with you. And we're enjoying this ephemeral format while it lasts. Bryce Mice says Progress Disc Visions. Yes, absolutely. Port Defender 13, woo indeed. Magic Amethyst, hello yourself. Thanks for joining. Time to dazzle, hell yeah. Yeah, don't copyright or the FBI will nab you. Hotel for Elise, yes, I'm trying my best. Trying my best to avoid the copyright by putting, some flanger on this. I'll kind of crank it up a little bit. I don't know if that'll throw off the algorithm or not. They got, like on the big stream, they got us for, or not the big stream, the medium stream, the Neo Guide stream. They got us for like a Weird Al video, but their audio is muted, so I don't know how they picked that out. And the Tears for Fears portion of last week's stream got us an immediate drop from YouTube. So, we're still streaming on YouTube, which is good. We use Restream to dual stream to Twitch and YouTube. So if we haven't set off any copyright censors yet, that's great. Copyright is joke. So, oh, nice to have you, Lil Liam. I just tuned in. Must be because of me. Yes, you made this Laserdisc work because of all of your hard work in uncovering Telepath samples. So this is a tribute to you, buddy. It's a pleasure, says Saxon Man. It's an absolute pleasure that we can get this to work. Oh, Whip Music said it again. Copyright is joke. Saxon Music, it's a pleasure to have you here. Sampling is God. Wizard Dolphin knows what's up. Sephi Starshine says this sounds amazing. Yes. If anyone is not familiar with John Siri, please get into it. He's great. I mean, he's got several albums that range from kind of like Berliner School sequencer stuff, like that last track, to just pristine, beautiful, cascading ambient pads. Mostly all electronic in nature, unlike the Windham Hill stuff, which has a lot of acoustic elements. So I'm glad this worked. Owl's Ghost donated $4.20, sending good vibes. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Vibes have been incredibly good today. Weather's been great. Nice sunny day in Chicago. Good vibes all around. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna, if we run out of stuff, I'm gonna use your donations to buy some more laser discs. I really like this series. It's very fun to kind of branch off from video games, and I haven't really much felt like gaming lately. Life itself has been a video game. So this is a great way to just really relax, and I think that I can foster better communication and relationships with you guys in the chat because I'm not worrying about the game. So I'm able to kind of catch up on the chat a little bit more, which I think makes it a more interactive and fun experience for everyone. I had to crack open a brew for this. Cheers, Bryce Mice. I'm still working on my first Topo Chico, but I'm getting mighty thirsty. Looks like an old music vid. Looks like Windows 96 art. Absolutely, Whip Music. Yeah, Windows 96 definitely has that cool, like, neon fluorescent flow vibe to his art, and I love it. Bruce Codgod says these graphics are greatly appreciated right now. Yes, I'm glad you like them as much as I do. Mort Omet, hey, what up, Kev? What up, Mort? Nice to have you back. Hobo Larry 420, this is amazing. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it as much as I do. Hotel for Elise, how do you spell the John's guy's last name? I can type it in the chat here. Let me go ahead and put this in here because sometimes I forget. It's a weird spelling because he has two N's in John. So it's Jonnsserrie. And boom, there's the spelling. And once again, we are watching Dazzle with music by Jonnsserrie. And I'm going to text my friend Kyle Lanstra because he was here when I first cracked open this Dazzle disc. Maybe he'll tune in. I don't know. Maybe he's busy. It would be fun to see him. I haven't seen Kyle in a minute. Kyle makes beautiful, beautiful ambient music. I highly suggest everyone watching check out his stuff. All right, I texted him, so maybe he'll join. Maybe he's busy. Who knows? Can you say hi to Beverly? Hi, Beverly. Sure. Yeah, Lil Liam in before me, dropping the correct spelling of Jonnsserrie. Thank you, my friend. Oh, Hobo Larry asks, wait, Kev, what's your fave Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy VI, without a shadow of a doubt. It's my favorite Final Fantasy. I love everything about it. The music, the characters, the atmosphere. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 game in my book, Final Fantasy VI, for the win forever. I really enjoy this series. To more Laserdiscs. To more Laserdiscs. Clink. Polished off the topo. Oh. All right, what's next? What do we got here? I got the watermelon Waterloo next. Go ahead and give that a crack. Satisfying crack. I'll drink to that. Bruce of Cod God, I was here for the Tears for Fears incident. Yes, yeah, if you were here last week, you know it. You know it. You know, we got to watch the whole thing. But the, you know what's funny is the VOD on Twitch, for some reason, the Tears for Fears portion's still there, but they muted part of the Kataro section, which like blew my mind that it would detect that, but not the Tears for Fears. I don't know, maybe they'll find it and take it down later. Cameron Unrest says, my cat Chanel says hi. Hi, Chanel, I love cats. Whip Music says, imagine if this is what we see before we die, Dazzle. It could very well be. These visuals are very DMT-like. And apparently DMT is released in your brain when you die, so I'm looking forward to it. Cheers to dying eventually. We're all gonna do it. No big news there. Ice-T Elite asks, do you have a girlfriend? No, I am an eligible bachelor. Yeah, you know, here's to love. I love love, and I found it and lost it many times, but it always has a way of popping up when you least expect it. Afterlife is just Laserdiscs on repeat. Oh my gosh. Not sure what I think about that. As long as they were pleasant Laserdiscs, sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, Larry says, holy shit, a Pokemon disc would be insane. I don't know if they ever made any Pokemon Laserdiscs. I know that there's plenty of anime on Laserdisc. I'd love to get my hands on some Evangelion Laserdiscs, just for the cover art. They're all so beautiful, but those are expensive on eBay. So I think my best bet for that is just like looking in Japanese junk shops and stuff next time I'm over there. These are DMT graphics. Absolutely, Bruisacog God. Very DMT. Very DMT. Do those even exist? Good question, Poor Defender 13. I guess we'll find out. Hobo Larry just started Final Fantasy V. Cheers to that. I think 5 is maybe the most underrated Final Fantasy in the whole series. There's so many cool things going on with that game, and I think that it has some of the best music out of the entire Final Fantasy series. The characters are all really solid and memorable. The story's memorable. All the locations are memorable. It's a great, great game. And in fact, I'm going to recommend a book written by Chris Kohler in the Boss Fight series. It's called Final Fantasy V. It's about $15 on Amazon or your local bookstore. I picked mine up at Pink Gorilla in Seattle, and I read it on my flight back from Seattle to Chicago. Great read. It's a really, really nice insight into what it was like to be a gamer in the 90s, and reading about the Japanese gaming market and just wanting so badly to play a game that will never be released stateside. So he talks about importing the game and like tearing the tabs out of a Super Nintendo to play it, and basically almost like learning Japanese so that he could play it. And it was in the early days of like web, FAQs and stuff. So him and a couple friends, wrote like the first FAQ to like how to play Final Fantasy V before it was officially released. So highly recommend that book. I have not read any of the other Boss Fights books, but that one has got me hooked, and I'd love to check out the rest of the series. Can you say hi to Fixie Hartman for me? Sure. Hi, Fixie Hartman. Yo, I've been obsessed with this song. Yeah, Price Mice. Sometimes I've got John Siri on a couple of my sleep playlists, so that's awesome. Brick Dinosaur Jimmy asks, have you tried any of the new LaCroix flavors like limoncello? Yeah, I have tried the limoncello and I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I usually, I think my order for buying waters is I usually go for Topo Chico is God, that's number 1. Then Waterloo and Polar. Polar and Waterloo are kind of tied because it depends. Sometimes I can get Polar cheaper than Waterloo. Sometimes the Waterloo's on sale and it hits different when it's on sale. But yeah, I mean, Polar's has all the Seltzerade, which I really love. They're like, like cherry limeade, and they got a really good blueberry lemonade flavor. The Seltzerades are top notch. All their other flavors are great too. Waterloo, I've yet to find a flavor that isn't amazing. All of them are great. So then after that tier, I think we have, the rest of the water. So I definitely would put LaCroix above bubbly. I know some people would argue with me there. I guess certain flavors win. Like I like the strawberry bubbly, but I don't really like any of the other flavors. And I don't think that it has enough bubbles for having the name bubbly. It's just not, I love Polar and I love Topo Chico and Waterloo because they're just like smashing you with bubbles. There's so many of them. But yeah, I do like the limoncello LaCroix. I got really into the key lime LaCroix when that dropped, and I had too many of them, and then now I don't like it anymore. Like the flavor profile changed. They taste like green Skittles to me. And like I used to be all about the coconut LaCroix, and then somebody at the checkout line of the grocery store looked at me and they were like, "You like that stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "I think it tastes like suntan lotion." And all of a sudden, and sure enough, the next one I cracked, it tasted like suntan lotion. And I was like, God, what the hell? That woman ruined coconut LaCroix for me. So, power of suggestion, folks. Have you tried, and Tactics, Hobo Larry. Yeah, Tactics is also very underrated. I need to give that one another honest go. The PSP version, maybe. Limoncello's top 5 for me. Man, I'm all over Kitaro's channel on YouTube. Did you see the Native American stories on there? No, I didn't, Port Defender, and I didn't know that Kitaro had a YouTube channel or was even still active. This is all news to me. Hobo Larry, what was that PC you bought on the Neo Gaia dock? Oh, great question. That is my FM Towns Marty. So FM Towns made a series of home computers that were great with arcade ports, including the FM Towns 2, and the Marty is basically a consoleized version of the FM Towns 2. And it's kind of been a dream console for me to have ever since I found out about it. I've read about it so much, I've lusted after it, and they're really, really hard to find in good shape. So to see one in front of my very eyes, working perfectly, recently serviced by Beep in Akihabara. Beep is like world renowned for selling reliable vintage Japanese gaming computers. And they have a very talented staff that restores everything that they put out for sale, so that you know when you're buying from Beep, it's going to be a sound purchase. So here in front of me is a perfectly clean FM Towns Marty. All of the capacitors inside had been recently replaced with high quality caps. So this thing's good for the rest of my, at least another 20, 30 years. With a controller, all the cables, it had the manuals and everything, untouched. Perfectly kept. I had to buy it. I was on the fence. I had just quit my job. I wasn't sure what my future would bring, but my good friend James Webster convinced me to just drop the cash and buy the damn thing, and I'm so glad I did. I walk past it every day. I don't play it every day, but I walk past it every day, and I just I stare at it lovingly, and it just brings me so much joy. And you should, you should buy things that make you happy, and it made me very happy to buy it, and I'm glad that he filmed the whole thing and then it made it into the dock, and I'm so glad to have it in my living room. My other cat, Kaya, my other cat, heard you greeting Chanel and got jealous, so she says hi too. Oh, hi Kaya. Whip Music, offer to bring girls home to check out Laserdiscs. Ask them, do you want me to change your life? Well, Laserdisc and chill, folks. Port Defender 13 says Final Fantasy V is my fave. Good choice. It's definitely probably in my top 3 or 4, I'd say, for Final Fantasies. I prefer the 16-bit ones to the polygonal ones. Still love the polygonal ones. Of course, 7, 8, and 9 are masterpieces. 10's great too. All the Final Fantasies are great, but I really like the 16-bit era for Final Fantasy. I'll check it out. I got the GBA English versions. Yeah, they're great ports of those games. Final Fantasy VI has my favorite Chocobo theme. Yeah, absolutely. I swear the song is on Initiation Tape by New Dreams Limited. That could be Nymphia 64. I haven't listened to that one in a really long time. That is some vintage vapor at this point. But yeah, I think that Vectoroid has definitely sampled John Siri a couple times. Halfpipe, how's it going, Equip? How's it going, Halfpipe? Nice to see you again. Twitch Monsieur says, Polar has a good blood orange lemonade. I don't know if I've ever tried the blood orange one. Polar is kind of hard to get in my area. I can go to Jewel, Osco, and they carry the basic flavors like lime, grapefruit, cherry, black cherry, lemon, and plain. I love those, but if I want to get into the fancy stuff, if I want to get the seltzerade, I have to order those online. And the sources, I can get it from boxed.com. It's a little bit more expensive on there. I can order from walmart.com, which is like a bunch of different sources. So their stock is always changing, but I've gotten some of the good seltzerades for decent prices from walmart.com. Unfortunately, to get Polar shipped, it's about $6 a 12-pack, which is a little more than I like to pay for carbonated water in a can. Usually about $4 a 12-pack is my max, but I'm willing to pay up for some nicer stuff every once in a while. I just can't make it a habit because I regularly consume this stuff. I gotta keep it kind of cheap. But I'm gonna look out for that blood orange. Maybe, you know, next week or the week after, I'll have some on hand. Kev, have you ever listened to Transparency from, am I saying it right, Mice? No, I have not. Be sure to check that out. You ever tried the AHA Black Cherry coffee flavor? You know, Droner, I gotta say, the first time I saw AHA, I filled my cart with it. You know, I had access to a car at that time, and I was like, I'm gonna try all these flavors. And I got to the checkout, and I was like, you know, actually, I've never tried this brand. I'm gonna put some of this stuff back. And I put back the black cherry coffee. And I can't remember which one I took home, but I did not like it. It was like the flavor wasn't that good to me, and it seemed like it went flat immediately. So I don't know if I got a bad case or what, but I've never bought the AHA brand since. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me if there's something I'm missing out on here, but I did not love AHA water. You know, the flavor sounds very interesting, but I can also see how it could go very wrong. You know, I really like the black cherry Polar, and I like the black cherry. You know, I wasn't wild about the black cherry Waterloo though. Black cherry is kind of an odd flavor for waters. I feel like sometimes it can come across tasting like NyQuil, and that's as soon as I get a medicine taste from the water, it's like, it's done. Still play Mafia. That's great, Painted Window. I hope you're making progress. LaCroix always puts me in that intermediate drinking experience. It's not bad, but it's not the best. I agree wholeheartedly with music. You know, sometimes if you're working outside, you're doing some lawn work, or you're doing something outside and you're kind of sweaty, and like, you know, it tastes great. It tastes great to rip into a cold Croix. But then, you know, once you've had the really, really good stuff, the LaCroix kind of tends to lower itself down in the tier a little bit. You know, I'm always happy if I'm like at a bar and I'm like not drinking to be able to have a sparkling water. Sometimes LaCroix is the only option. And I'll never complain if I go to somebody's house and they're like, what do you want to drink? We got LaCroix. I'll say yes. And I'll enjoy the LaCroix. But I'm totally with you there. It's a mid-tier sparkling water for me. It does what it does, and it gets the job done. It doesn't excel at anything, and it also doesn't totally suck. I gotta say that, like, what is it? The Perrier plastic bottles, I gotta say that those are some of the lower tier. I swear I've cracked so many of them open, and there's not even any, like, a shh or a kch. Like, they're just dead of carbonation. So yeah, I gotta say that ranks among the worst. Most bubbly, I'm sorry, I gotta say that's low tier seltzer for me. I do like a good San Pellegrino every once in a while, but I feel like I have had so many that are flat. And I used to like to buy the big bottles and just kind of chill on those, but I stopped buying them because like the last 3 I bought were completely flat. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I'd rather just not take the gamble. I'd rather buy, if I want bubbles, I'll buy Topo Chico, because I know that those bubbles are going to be in there. I'm not rolling the dice with my bubbles anymore. You can quote me on that. Bruiser Codgot says, man, we had a store called Hastings a while back, and they had a bunch of cool things in there. I'm sure they had Laserdiscs. I remember Hastings. There was one by my grandma's house in Homewood, Illinois. And yeah, there was also a store called Venture, and I seem to remember them having a pretty big VHS selection. So, oh my god, I need some mint chai. That sounds really good, Hobo Larry. If it gets any chillier, I'll fire up the tea kettle. Zodicus, are donations not showing up tonight? They should be. I had a couple show up earlier. Shoot, I hope that I didn't miss a donation from you. Let me refresh the cache on the donations widget here. But I definitely saw at least, 4 show up. So I'm not sure. It was just $1. You know, I don't control the Restream page for 100% Electronica. And I do know that on Restream, they have an option to like only pop up things that, so I don't know, I don't have any control over it, but they might have an option on their Restream page to only show donations like over $1.50 or $1.10 or something. I'm gonna have to ask George because I'm not sure. Either way, thank you so much, Zodicus. I'll appreciate every single dollar that anyone sends. So I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Pito wants to, would I recommend getting an SC88? You know, at this point, I would recommend trying to find the older version of the software plugin. If you can get it, because there's less equipment on your desk. If you already have a rig that outputs MIDI, sure, if you can find an SC88 in good shape for cheap, buy it. But if you can find the older version, the non-Roland Cloud version of the Sound Canvas plugin, to my ears, it sounds exactly the same. The only downside is I've had a hard time finding, I did it like once before, I swear, but I can't find where to edit the attack envelopes, you know, like the attack, decay, sustain stuff. It's really easy to find on the hardware unit. I know how to menu dive on that because I read the manual, but like, I can't seem to find the representation of the software. I probably just need to find the software manual and read that. But yeah, I love the SC88, and I think that its sounds are great, and they're still very usable. Transparency is on Bandcamp. Holy shit. Got my glow pins from 100%, and I'm literally wearing them on all my fits. Yeah, those were cool. Those were cool. Looking at the John Siri discography, and I noticed his debut album is a tape-only release, and now I want it. Oh, I didn't know that, Seffi. I'm gonna look that up. Waifu Senpai says, what about pickles? I love pickles. You're talking to a pickle fan here. Fan of pickles here. I like, you know, I like all kinds of pickles. I like pickled things in general. You know, pickled onions, pickled garlics. Olives are almost a pickle. Y'all know I love olives. Pickled peppers. Big fan of pickles over here. I also enjoy Topo Chico. He says Portafender 13. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Fromaggi says, hello, do you know Autechre? I do know. I love Autechre. I've got several of their records. And I've seen them live, and yeah, they put on, they turned the lights off, so I don't know what they were doing, but it sounded really cool, and they had the subs just kicking, so like I just felt every single kick drum in my chest, and it was a really cool experience. Poor Fender says, Pellegrino Rini's my favorite glass bottle, I guess. They do have a really nice bottle. Waifu Senpai, I ate 5 pickles in a row last night. Woo, that's a wild night. I often do the same thing. Sometimes I want a snack, and it's late, and it's like, I already had dinner. I don't like to, you know, I don't like to eat late at night, but sometimes you gotta get a snack. And I open the fridge up, and sure enough, there's gonna be 2 or 3 jars of pickles in there, so I'll eat a couple of those guys, and sometimes you can just, you can ride that wave and you can eat a lot of pickles in one sitting without realizing it. It's crazy to think that they're little cucumbers. Blows my mind. I made some pickles too. They're really fun and easy to make. You can even, like, you know, reuse the juice from like Clausen pickles and make your own pickles from that. I've done that a couple times. It's really easy and fun. What music? I ought to do a sparkling water review. Yeah, I feel like I should get into a sparkling water, what do you call it, a mukbang, where I just have like a ton of them out on a table, and I like sip each one and talk about flavor notes and characteristics and stuff. That is a great idea. I'm totally gonna do a sparkling water mukbang. Thank you so much for the inspiration. Bryce Mice says, I've been really into carbonated matcha called Matcha Bar Hustle. The mint flavor is very cozy. I've never had carbonated matcha, but that sounds fantastic. I'd love to try that. Yes, cheers indeed. Happy Friday, Zodicus. Thanks again. Waifu Senpai asks, how long have you been growing your hair? You know, on and off since like maybe 2013 or so. It used to be much longer. I went a while without any kind of hair maintenance or trimming. And now I like to get it trimmed maybe about once every 3 months. I feel like that's appropriate. My ends get split really bad. I got this cut in August, and I think I'm due for a new one pretty soon. I can already see a lot of my ends getting split. Try to take care of them, but it just happens. It happens. Happens to everyone. What do you play Laserdiscs on? Painted Window. It's a gigantic player. Mine's a Sony, and I couldn't tell you the model number. It's a Sony Laserdisc system. Oh, I could, actually. This is a MDP 500 AV laser. Supposedly it plays CDVs and CDs. I put a CD in it once. It's got a smaller tray inside the bigger tray, and it didn't like it at all. It made all kinds of crazy noises, and it was clicking, and I couldn't get the tray back open. So I don't think it likes CDs. So I try to be very gentle with it, and I only play Laserdiscs from now on. Kev, what is your fave old school RPG? You know, once again, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VI, but, you know, if we're branching out past the Final Fantasy question, Chrono Trigger, of course, has a very special place in my heart, and Earthbound. Also, you know, I didn't play Earthbound until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Just a beautiful game, and it's left me with so many lasting memories. I have a lot of nostalgia for Secret of Mana. I don't think that it's held up over the years. I think that it's really, really hard to play by yourself. The AI is so dumb. You really need a friend to play it with. But me and my close friend Kyle Lanstra that I mentioned earlier, we did a complete playthrough of Secret of Mana, and loved every minute of it. I think that has some of the best music in the world to this day. I just love the second Densetsu series. I also love Legend of Mana for PS1. So many great RPGs. Super Mario RPG, once again, beautiful game. Yeah, I mean, I'd say favorite old school RPG is gonna go to Chrono Trigger. If it's not a Final Fantasy game, Chrono Trigger. I'm gonna take a dab. Cheers to that, Waifu Senpai. This is one of my favorite jams here. I throw my pickle juice in my ramen. Oh, that's a great idea, Zodicus. You know, sometimes I make like a vegan aioli. I get like Earth Balance or Follow Your Heart vegan mayo, and I mix it up with like some freshly squeezed lemon or lime juice. I throw a little bit of pickle juice in there, and then you know, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever I can find on hand. Whip it up. Real nice to put on you know, veggie burgers or dip fries in. Choice condiment, pickle juice. It's also good for hangovers if you're a boozer. I think it gets you some. It's extremely electrolytic and really salty. So like if you are having problems staying hydrated, you know, drinking pickle juice can help your water retention because of all the sodium. Wow, that's awesome, LL. Recycled pickle water. Yeah, indeed. Be careful because my middle school librarian was hospitalized for eating too many pickles. Holy shit, I've never heard of that before. Oh my god. I don't mean to laugh at anybody being hospitalized, but I can't imagine that. That's crazy. I'm guessing, you know, too much sodium is a bad thing. So yeah. Does anybody know about the Hello Kitty GBA game? No, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I would like to get back into game streaming when the time is right, and I do right here have an EverDrive for GBA. So on here, on this little tiny micro SD card inside the EverDrive is every single Game Boy Advance game ever made for every region. So I could maybe stream the Hello Kitty game. We'll see what happens in the future. I wonder how many more people have gotten totally ballsed watching this. Yeah, good question. I'm sure many people in the 90s have been totally blasted. How do you deal with long hair problems? I don't really have too many problems with the long hair. It's been pretty good to me lately. I feel like I've got a good shampoo and conditioner dialed in. The length isn't too bad. It doesn't really get in my way too much. You know, especially if I'm wearing these ears, it stays behind the ears. And yeah, I mean, when I look in the mirror and I see myself with my long hair, it feels like a part of me now. And you know, I do put my hair up sometimes if I'm going on a bike ride and I'm gonna get all sweaty. So you know, here's how I would look without it. I used to kind of like, you know, put a little bit of product in my hair and swoop it over, but I think the long hair is just kind of part of my being now, and I'm gonna rock it until I get sick of it. Who knows? Maybe I'll go bald someday. What about Chrono Trigger? What about it, Waifu Senpai? It's the best, just the best. I love Chrono Trigger. Hobo Larry 420. What would you recommend on vinyl players? Well, I have a lot of opinions on that matter, and I think it depends on what you're willing to spend, but generally I recommend buying a vintage unit. I think that the sweet spot for stereo gear for me is late 70s stuff. It's the 80s stereo gear tended to get cheaper. They were using more plastic. The quality of the components got, I think, saw a dip. You know, late 70s is like, that's peak consumer audiophile gear, in my opinion. And I mean, back then it was made for consumers, but I think now it appeals to audiophiles and people that just want a very solid deck. So I rock a Pioneer PL510. I got it locally from a guy in Rockford. I think it was probably about $150. It did not come with a cartridge. I bought my own cartridge. I used a Shure cartridge. I think the cartridge was about $100. But overall, if you're talking about investing in gear, I think some of the newer gear, some of the Riga stuff is really nice. The Riga planar, a lot of people will tell you is great. You know, obviously the Technics 1200s. If you're DJing, those are a joy to play records on. Though those have gotten quite pricey. You know, and back in my day, they were about $400, which I was like, whoa, that's a lot to spend on a record player. But now it's like, I think they're even more money, and I think people are willing to spend more on record players. So I'm kind of glad that I got my Pioneer when I did. I know that some of those have gone up in price, but you can still find good stuff on, you know, locally on Craigslist, OfferUp, LetGo. If you're willing to look and be patient, you will find a deal. God, these visuals are sick. I agree. Do I watch speedruns, clone? Not really. When my good friend Mark, R23X, is involved with Games Done Quick, he does, like, you know, designs. And every now and then, you know, during Awesome Games Done Quick or Summer Games Done Quick or whatever, he'll send me a link to a speedrun that's particularly interesting. And I will sit and watch it and kind of, like, you know, riff back and forth with him as a way to interact with my friend. But typically, no, I don't really sit down and watch speedruns. I haven't even really been playing much games lately. Speedrunning is interesting to me, but I tend to not want to watch a speedrun for a game that I plan on playing, you know, to risk spoilers and such. So to answer your question, sometimes, but mostly no. Let's see, Waifu Senpai, did you play EARHBKJD? I'm guessing that's Earthbound. And yes, I did play it, and I beat it, and I loved every second of it. Top game, top class game. Very classy game. Chrono Trigger is amazing. Yuri, why do girls don't like me? You know, that's a broad statement, and there are lots of girls, and I'm sure lots of them like you, but maybe you haven't met them yet. So be patient, meet a lot of people. There's somebody out there for everyone, you know? The Ions indeed. Do you have any book recommendations? For Bev likes books. Wow, you know, I feel guilty, but I haven't really read anything this year really at all. I started the David Byrne book, How Music Works, and I was very into that, and I do want to continue it. I put the book somewhere when I was moving stuff around in my room, and I can't find it. And I have a bunch of stuff in the back room that I've kind of cleared out, and I have a feeling it's in that pile. But I want to continue reading that. More recently, I read, I guess it depends on what kind of stuff you like to read, but I read the Secret History of Twin Peaks. It's kind of a fun bridge between season 2 and season 3 of Twin Peaks. I'm a big Twin Peaks fan, so any lore associated with that, I just eat it up. So I liked that book. I'm loving the music from this disc. I'm glad Owlish Ghost. It's John Siri is a classy musician. I hope Larry's got some FLCL manga recommendations. Waifu Senpai asks, how did you meet George Clanton? Well, he messaged me, actually on Twitter, to tell me that he liked my album, I Dreamed of a Palace in the Sky. And that was great, because I liked his music too at the time, and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm a big fan of George Clanton and Esprit. Thank you for the kind words, and he basically at that point was like, hit me up if you want to put out a record. So I did. Yeah. I miss my mid-70s Pioneer turntable. Sephi, did it have some nice wood grain on it? Because I love those Pioneer tables. The ones that have the nice wood grain. Those are beautiful. To be honest, Smash tourneys are pretty fun to watch. I'm definitely more into watching Smash than I am into playing. I'm pretty terrible. I get creamed all the time. I'm not very good at Smash. But I have some friends that are very good, and I do like to watch them play. The competitive spirit and the way that the moves are executed is always inspiring. Do I still game? If so, what do you play? I haven't gamed in like 2 months. The last game I was playing is Control, and I was playing on PC, and I loved it. But I'm kind of, I might have explained this in previous streams, but I'm kind of trying to like recenter my life and do a lot of internal cleaning so that my external relationships are better, so that I can be a better person. And every time that I've sat down to game recently, I've thought that maybe there was something better I could be doing with my time, like making music or making, I've always got my Patreon mixtapes to work on. So yeah, I love gaming. It's always going to be a big part of my life, but right now I'm on a side quest, and that side quest is self-improvement and music. And especially during the summer, I don't really play a whole lot of games in the summer because it's hot and nice, and I'd rather be outside. So that was it for this disc. We have a little bit of time left to fill, about 15 minutes. What should I put in? Maybe we'll put in this Blue Planet. This is a really pretty one. So this is like an IMAX Laserdisc thing. I'm pretty sure that I saw this on the first time I ever went to like a school field trip to Chicago. We went and saw some IMAX stuff. I don't remember where that was at, if it was at a museum or what, but I kind of remember watching this, so this might be kind of nostalgic. So yeah, let's do one more. Got about 15 minutes left here, and then it is time for me to get back to work on more music. Hope this one works. I hear it clicking. Do I like baseball? The sport, Bruiser Cod God, yeah, I do like to play baseball every once in a while. It's a fun game. Do I watch it? No, I don't watch any sports. My interest in like pro sports is pretty low on the totem pole. Yeah, don't give up, says Poor Defender. I will never give up. Also, too, I have a living room with, thousands of dollars worth of video games, so it's very hard to just forget all that. Is this working? I see a black screen. Oh, my Laserdisc player has shut itself off. Let's try it again. Hear it clicking. Might not like this disc. I'm gonna try to open it. Thank you for your wonderful music equip. It chills me out a lot. Keep doing what you do. Thank you so much, Sean Murphy. I really appreciate it. What Music says, my father is a big stereo console from the 70s. Sounds great. Yeah, the console stuff, the 70s stuff is really, really nice. I feel like that was just a nice time for quality control. So I'm going to recenter this. I feel like it's really picky about where it is on the tray, and try it again. So fingers crossed. I didn't read for years, but I'm on my 9th book this year. That's great to hear, Seffi Starshine. I did more reading when I commuted to work on public transportation, because I always had, you know, a good 40 minutes to and from work to really crack into a book. And also too, you know, back when I worked day job, I had an hour-long break on my lunch break, so that's when I would do my reading. But lately I've just been staying so busy with life stuff that I haven't really found the time to read, which, I mean, it sounds kind of sad, but you know, as the months get colder, the days get shorter, I am always more apt to stay inside and cozy up with a good book. So have you heard of Mount St. Helens? I've heard of the mountain, but I don't know, is that a band? I know you like olives, but do you like pickled things like garlic? Yes, I do like pickled garlic. You know what? Jeff Vapor gave me a jar of olives that some of them had peppers in them and some of them had garlic cloves in them, and they were so good. Loved it. You know, I think this disc does not want to work, and that's okay. It might need some space or some time or both, but my player is kind of just looking at me, so I'm gonna switch back to this big view, and then maybe we can just kind of chat for the final 15 minutes. Unless I can get another disc working, I'm just gonna be kind of trying it in the background, but I don't want to bore you guys with no music or anything, so yes, it had wood grain, but my teenage self threw it out and I've been regretting it for at least a decade. That's too bad. Yeah, you know what? Our teenage selves aren't always aware of how cool things are, and yeah, I mean, I threw out a bunch of stuff too when I was a teenager that I kind of regret now too, so I think that's pretty natural, but you know, that's life. So I try to live my life with as few regrets as possible, and I think everyone should do the same. I'm really bad at Smash. Yeah, I'm very bad at Smash. I like Samus, but yeah, I can never win. Oh, Molo's here. Molo, how are you? I'm not good at Smash either. Well, maybe Molo and I can play Smash together because we're both not good. What music? Same. Hi. I hope you and everyone here is doing wonderful. Yes, I'm having a wonderful day, Molo. It's nice to see some more Quipsters in the chat. Currently I'm reading Time of the Twins from the Dragonlance Legends trilogy by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. Cool, some high fantasy stuff. I love that for you, yes. What about when the new consoles come out? Well, you know, my roommate's been talking about getting a PS5. Not sure if he's going to want it in the living room or in his room, but I definitely want to check it out. I think from here on out, I'm more interested in PC gaming than I am console gaming, just because I built this PC in January, and I guess I didn't realize how powerful it was when I built it. I kind of built it based on recommendations from like friends, and I even took some recommendations from Twitter users, and I'm just amazed at like the performance of games like Control, especially, you know, running at 90 frames per second is just really, really nice, and I love being able to have that fluidity with games. So I think that for new games, I'm going to be in the PC realm. Take care of yourself. Thank you. I am taking very good care of myself today. I went on a nice bike ride, had some good food, I bought a new bag of coffee. I'm very excited to crack open tomorrow. It's infused with Jepson's Malort, which if you're a Chicago head, you'll know that it's a very controversial thing. So my Laserdisc player, status update on the LD player, it's like frozen. And it's unresponsive to even the power button. So it's just clicking now. I hit the side B button to see if maybe it'll play upside down. And it's screaming at me. It's screaming at me. I don't know if we're gonna get to watch another disc tonight. Oh my gosh. I hear something. Look at that. Side B worked for whatever reason. Which is funny because I put in side A, so now it's, I guess the laser's upside down. I don't know how that works. It'll read side B without me having to flip it. This is a fancy player that has auto flip. So that's great. I'm great. I'm seeing my IDR BF tomorrow. That's awesome. I hope you have a great time, Molo. Hobo Larry, Molo, are you on the George fan club? Yes, I am, but not in the Discord. Pretty good. Thanks for asking. Dang. What year was the John Series Laserdisc from? Excellent question, Seffi. Excellent question. Let's pull that one back out and take a look at it. Oh, made in Japan. Nice and crispy. 1993. So yeah, John Series Dazzle, 1993. Love that disc, by the way. Hope everyone else enjoyed it as much as I did. Very cool stuff. Computer generation visualizer stuff. Awesome. Dennis, 18 Karat Fair, randomly sends me cool stuff to check out, and he recently messaged me of this great video of Todd Rundgren talking about creating the first interactive CD album for the Philips CDI. Have you ever looked that up before? I did not know that Todd Rundgren did a CDI interactive thing. We will play that for sure, Droner, for sure. I actually, by chance, found a remote for the Philips CDI at a thrift store for $2. I couldn't believe it. I don't have a way to sync it with the CDI. I don't know how to do it. It's infrared, so it might be some weird button press combination thing. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I do have the regular CDI controller, so we should be able to use that to play the game. And I've had my eyes on a CDI mouse for a while now. I've been looking at the eBay auction. Unfortunately, with shipping and everything, it's going to be about $67. So it's not something I'm like looking forward to dropping money on, you know, a mouse for the Philips CDI. But if I start streaming the CDI, especially after Laserdisc and Chill, that thing runs burns. So, I mean, we could get a lot of mileage out of the CDI. I have a nice European PAL CDI, so it has SCART out, which is way rarer than the American versions, which only does S-video. So I can get RGB out of the CDI and feed it into the OSSC, and yeah, it's beautiful. It switches, 50, 60 hertz. My monitor does 50 hertz, and so it should be no problem to stream CDI stuff. It's on the horizon for sure, Droner. Thanks for the tip on that Todd Rundgren thing. I'm gonna dive in. That's awesome. I should be able to burn that one off. At some point, I downloaded a complete archive of every CDI disc, including a lot of the music stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Mount St. Helens is a huge volcano that blew up in North America in the 90s, I think. Okay, well, yeah, I am familiar with Mount St. Helens. Does anyone have any recommendations on hot sauce? Yes, Hobo Larry 420. The Nando's garlic hot sauce is incredible, and I put it on almost everything. It's great. Real quality hot sauce. Aaron Cena 87. Hi. Hello. What music? Sometimes I get a jar of these pickled jalapeno garlic olives. The flavor is intense but good. Yeah, I love any kind of an olive that has a jalapeno or garlic in it. It's really good. This is incredibly loud. I'm turning it down just a bit. You gonna play Cyberpunk 2077? I really want to play Cyberpunk, and it's something that I've kind of been following for a while, and reading into the development and stuff. And I'm not a huge open world dude, but this one's just too cool for me to ignore. Yes, I will probably buy and play Cyberpunk. I hope that my GeForce 1660 Super is up to the task. Those new graphics cards look really, really cool. The RTX 3080, man, I really would like one of those. But, you know, $700, probably not the best investment while I am saving up for a car. So we'll see. You know, we'll see how much the third-party, you know, generic ones are when they come out. What are we watching right now? Is this CG or is this real? This is Rifts in the Seafloor. And then this is Sakurajima Volcano and the Himalayas. Oh, this is actually supposed to be San Andreas Fault. So we're in chapter 14. So yeah, this is odd. There's like no music. All I hear are flanged noises. Very interesting. Very interesting. Good in the background for sure. Disco Sauce says Molo. PC game is fantastic. Yes. Love to play Smash with you, but you'll definitely destroy me. I doubt it, Molo. I'm the worst Smash player. Hey, good job, Kev. What disc is this? What music? It's the Blue Planet. Blue Planet. I would love to just hang out with you, Kevin. I feel like we could be good friends. Haha. Well, yeah, come to the next, 3 Electronicon. I'm sure that'll happen at some point. And yeah, you know. Love your choker today and the whole fit as always style icon. Thank you so much. You know, I try. I put on these little clip-on earrings for you guys and the ears and the nice little glasses and the choker. I'm glad you like it. Oh, look, it's Hobo Larry. Hobo Larry, what is your favorite Final Fantasy game? It's George, I guess, on the 100% Electronica account. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks for joining in. We soaring. Right now, I'm super into Final Fantasy V. Very classy pick. As always, Jamsters. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Jamsters. I tried Advanced VR yesterday, $10 an hour. Yeah, you know, I've tried one of the earlier like Oculus setups. There's a venue in Chicago called Dad's Digital Art Demonstration Space, and they have they had a Rift setup for a while. So like during shows, you could actually put on the VR helmet and play whatever they had, and they would put on like stuff that their friends had made, or like, you know, indie games and stuff. But that's really my only experience with VR. So intense. Jimbargo, ah shit, I overslept past the beginning of the stream. Been looking forward to drop by since last week. Well, there's always next week. You gotta wait a week, but you can watch all the VODs in the meantime. I'm glad you popped in for the last couple minutes there, Jimbargo. Z says, Kevin, can we kiss? Well, probably not, because we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and, you know, I wouldn't even kiss my mother right now, so I'm gonna say that's a hard no, Z. Sorry to let you down. VapeCon, is that a thing? Port Vendor 13. Last year there was a festival put on by 100% Electronica called Electronicon. And yes, it was a vapor music festival. And not only was there one, but there were two vapor music festivals that happened within a couple months of each other. Absolutely joyous, incredible days. Each one, I think there were over 1,000 people at. And truly, it was maybe the most loved I've ever felt in my whole life. And I think that a lot of the artists that played will mirror that sentiment. And overall, just an iconic and legendary day. You know, meetings of the fans and the artists alike. And it was so good to see so many supporters and meet, you know, legends like, you know, finally got to hang out with, you know, St. Pepsi and Telepath, and you know, it's pretty surreal, like hanging out with, you know, of course my homies James and Tech and Mark, but like all hanging out in like St. Pepsi's kitchen, you know, with Telepath and Vape Error, and yeah, just an incredible day. You know, my performance was awesome. Loved every second of it. Did the whole stream just skip? I'm not sure. Whip music. Molo, Econ 3 will happen. It's just a matter of when. So let's all look forward to it, and, you know, stay cozy in the meantime. Mewtwo Chains says, Equip at Econ 1 changed my life. Thank you so much. It's incredibly nice of you to say that. Yeah, I mean, I think Econ changed everyone's lives for the better. Fighting Island. Thanks, Kevin. This is always so nice. Hope everyone has a good night. And yeah, it's looking like time. It's looking like time here. 9:01 p.m. There we go. 100% Electronica confirmed right there. You can bet your life on Econ 3 and Econ 4. So yeah, totally. You're one of the best at Econ 2. Thank you so much, Whip Music. Sunset set on the roof. I can only dream of being able to play a more beautiful setting, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. Bryce Minus, you blew my socks off at Econ 2. Thank you, thank you. You guys are making me blush with all these nice compliments. Hell yeah, Econ 3 and 4. That sounds amazing. I laughed my ass off from when your horn fell off. Yeah, you know what? I was sweating. It was quite hot. You know, I was putting on all the armor and stuff, and I was sweating, and the sweat kept melting the glue that had my horn on. I should have secured it before I put all the costuming on, and I've learned that now. But I think that a new phase of Equip is in order. You heard it here first, folks. I've been working on post-Cursebreaker material. It's a whole new vibe. Night Rock Feels will continue for, you know, a little bit, but I think that, you know, as we're getting further away from the release of Cursebreaker, I am getting ready to try something new out. So yeah. Wish I could have been an Econ, but Equip and Neo Guys still changed my life. Thank you so much, Sephi. Hell yes, Molo. This disc is great. I hate to cut it off, poor Defender. You're a great guitarist. Thanks, Whip Music. I'm definitely not the best, but I'm glad to provide when I can. Literally changed my life for the better, like George made history. Oh my, new vibe indeed. Good night, Equip. This is an interesting video. Yeah, it's looking like humans' effects on the rainforest, which is always bad. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. It's been excellent hanging out with everyone. As always, thank you for tuning in. I will be using stream donations to buy some new discs because, you know, you saw me show the discs earlier. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. We got, can't show that one. This one can't show because it's got nude women as well. We've got, you know, the Windham Hill discs. These might be a little boring to stream, but they might be good as background, so we'll try these out next time if I don't get anything more exciting. So yeah, we've got some stuff to play for next week, but I am looking into acquiring some new choice titles to keep it interesting. So yes, thank you so much for stopping by. It's super chill as always. And yeah, we are gonna call it a night. So peace and love to everyone. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you again on the Neo Gaia Fantasy virtual desktop experience. We actually have a very cool interview for Tuesday. We're interviewing a gentleman named Kato, who runs a series called Kato Massacre in Tokyo. And we've performed 2 Kato Massacres now on 2 separate Neo Gaia tours. And I've attended 3 because my friends Colin and Joe performed the first year that I went in 2017. And the venue is called Forest Limit. It's a legendary underground Japanese venue. So yeah, we once again got to sit down with our translator friend Josh and ask Kato a bunch of cool questions about what it's like to, you know, curate such a diverse music scene in Tokyo. So yeah, I hope that everyone will tune in for Neo Gaia on Tuesday. And so yeah, peace out. Oh wow, wow, 100% Electronica says Motor Fantasy is the origin of the name Esprit Fantasy. Holy shit, that's crazy. So I've got a piece of history here. Yeah, the Motor Fantasy disc is just awesome. And yeah, I mean, there it is right at the top, the Lotus Esprit Turbo. Yeah, maybe I'll go through this disc and pre-screen it and try to find the parts with the nude women, just so I know when to like dip out to this screen. I'll have to like write some timestamps down, but like this one's too cool not to show, and especially now, you know, it's got the Turbo Esprit on the cover, especially now that I know that this was the name source for Esprit, it makes it even cooler. Super Vapor, Super Vapor. Yeah, that's what I said. The Esprit video has boobs in it. Yeah, I love them, everyone loves them, but Twitch apparently has a problem with them, even though they're not sexualized in any way. So yeah, there you go. There you go. There's the sample source. There you have it, folks. So yeah, I'll see everyone on Virtual Desktop Experience. Some exciting news on the 100% Electronica front. Small Black has been signed to 100% Electronica. I'm so happy to be label mates with them. Rinsed their discography last night. Really, really cool band, and overall a very cool step forward for the label. As you can see, I'm wearing my FM Skyline shirt I got from 100%electronica.com. Beautiful shirt, nice heavyweight cotton, comfort colors, I believe. Great shirt. FM Skyline's doing a remix for Small Black. That's on the 7-inch that just dropped on 100% Electronica last night, so check that out as well. Yeah, Virtual Desktop on Tuesday. Big stream as always on Thursday, and then I'll see you next Friday with more Laserdiscs. Have a great week, everyone.